SexyHackers.com.
Sexy Hackers presents a podcast where anything can happen, so long as it was written down in the book. Warning! Do not read this book straight through from beginning to end. These pages contain many different adventures you may have with your new supercomputer. From time to time, as you read along, you will be asked to make a choice. Your choice may lead to success or disaster. The adventures you take are a result of your choice. You are responsible because you choose. After you make a choice, follow the instructions to see what happens to you next. Think carefully before you make a move. Any choice might be your last. What will happen once you're in league with a supercomputer? It all depends on you. Good luck.
SexyHackers.com.
Life is like a story with many paths to choose. I gotta get some good friends to help me make it through. So here's the plan. Just take my hand. The adventure's just begun. And all we have to do is turn to page fun.
Beasley Beasley Bop theme song. Welcome to Turn to Page Fun, the only podcast where I, your host, Nick Fear, read through a bunch of Choose Your Own Adventure books that I found in a trunk in my partner's parents' attic and read through them with a group of my friends. An idea so great, I stole it from her and froze her out of the production process. With me this time, first off, we are reading Supercomputer. And with me this time, I have my good friend and professional English tutor,
Oh, yeah.
Stacy Pawlowski.
Bingo.
Hi, Stacy. How are you?
Great. Good. Excited for the next thing.
Excited for the next thing? Just stop the introductions. Let's move along. Nobody needs to know about me. I just want to know what happens with this supercomputer.
I do lots of things. Yeah. I already have my vote for the next thing ready to go.
Oh man. Okay. You were so excited. Okay. All right, we'll move on from you. And next to Stacy, we got Mr. Brian Bayer and professional musical comic guy.
Yeah,
Yeah?
that's the accurate description.
Yeah,
That's
I
the
think
title.
So. I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's good to be back. I mean, it's been a long week. I've been
It's
thinking
been
about
a
our
whole
choices.
week.
I've been thinking about this choice all week, just like Stacy has. So, yeah, I'm really enjoying this supercomputer adventure
All right.
that we've embarked on.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah.
cool.
We'll get to that soon after these introductions.
Right, I'm hoping.
All right.
As soon as we get me out of the way. Jeez.
All right, fine. We'll get you out of the way and go right on to Miss Laura Holterman.
Hello.
How are you?
I don't get a professional introduction?
Oh,
Just,
professional.
Yeah, that's
Professional.
what I
How about
thought.
just
Pitbull mom.
I am a professional pit bull mom. That's true. That's a thing. You know what? We'll add some pictures of the dogs to the Instagram because they definitely influenced our earlier recordings
Yeah.
Yes.
by
they do.
for real stank bombing us with our farts. Like you had to cover that in your mic when you're like, and then I think my choice should be.
Yeah.
Yep. That's real.
Their stench rendered our earlier podcasts unusable.
Well, yep. Just melted the wires. It was bad, but they're adorable.
Smello listening.
There
I
we
don't
go.
know.
And then we have Nick Fuhrer,
Yeah.
Yes, it's me.
Professional.
rock kicker.
Yes, I like to kick rocks because I get frustrated with life.
Womp womp.
Professional rock kicker.
I'm going to say I message that to Nick like twice a month. Do you need to go kick rocks right now?
At least it's like, yeah.
Yeah.
Aw, that's nice.
I'm mad about something that doesn't matter. Today we are going to continue to read Supercomputer by Edward Packard, who we are pretty confident is of the Hewlett Packards.
The Hewlett Packers.
Yes, of the Hewlett Packards of Connecticut.
Well, was it? I thought it was two guys. Like one was Hewlett
No,
and one
they're
was
the
Packard.
Hewlett Packards.
The Hewlett
It's a
Packard.
hyphenated
Oh.
last name of an aristocratic American family.
The New England Hewlett Packard.
Ah, yes, the
Yes.
Hewlett Packards.
I say, why are we British in this case?
Came over on the Mayflower, they did.
Yes. Damn traitors.
Written by Edward Packard, and
In-
copyright 1984.
84. Yeah.
If you listened to last week's episode, you have received in this book a supercomputer
Mm-hmm.
made by GeneComp,
Gene Comp.
which I called GenCore
I
for no good reason.
Gen Comp or something.
Yeah.
But I think the gene is important. It's like a
No.
weird biocomputer, right?
Right. It is a weird biocomputer that has biochips in it instead of regular computer chips.
Right.
So you received a computer because you won some programming contest.
Right.
And the computer you got was a GeneComp AI32, 6th generation, serial number 2183, named Conrad. And when you started it up, it was way too intelligent than what the instruction book said it was going to be. So you decided to call the company.
Mm-hmm.
You got the runaround until you finally got to the vice president of research and development.
Yeah, yeah.
It was a German name with a German dude with a German name.
Franz.
Fritz Hauptmann or something
Yeah,
like that?
Yeah.
something like that. I'm sure the name
Hegelmeister.
is going to come up because they wouldn't mention a character
Right.
and just leave it.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I'm sure he's going to come back.
Sure.
But he told you not to do anything until he stopped by your house. But you didn't trust him, so you called your other friend, the famous scientist. Oh, what is her name? Dr. Nira Vivaldi.
Nira?
Nira.
Okay, I thought it was Nero at first. and I
No,
was
it's
just like,
Nira because she is a woman
she is a lady.
and she is a famous scientist.
Yeah. The most ridiculous, like,
Does all of the science all over the world.
yeah.
From space to stars
To
to
undersea,
underground
yep.
to archaeology, any kind of science, she does it. And she's brilliant.
Mm-hmm.
So she is now giving you a choice on what to do with the supercomputer. And one of the choices is to solve a prehistoric mystery in the French caves of Lascaux.
I think it's Lascaux.
Oh, Lascaux.
Lascaux. Oui.
Okay.
It's the one with all the, the cave paintings where you've seen like the bull and the horse and
okay.
like one of the most
Ah,
famous cave paintings
yes.
that we have.
And then the painting of the guy like pointing at the 3 dots, and then we go
Right.
to
And then
Prometheus,
it's-
and then
yep.
we
And then-
find aliens.
Planet Nibiru is
Yeah.
coming.
Nibiru's coming in
Yep.
2016.
Yep.
Yeah, so that was one choice.
Okay.
The other choice was go to Hawaii and talk to some bottlenose dolphins.
All right. So are we? Is the floor open for
And then now-
discussion?
yeah, and so that's where we're at right now.
Right.
So now let's go ahead into the supercomputer and choose which we want to do. Do we want to go and solve a prehistoric mystery with this supercomputer, or do we want to communicate with some bottlenose dolphins?
Dolphins.
So to clarify, though, our options either to strap a giant TV to our back and go spelunking,
Right.
Well,
or
maybe you can
take
keep
it
up-
in the water.
On a
Spelunking?
boat.
Oh, so we go spelunking with the giant supercomputer, or we take the supercomputer into the water and go diving with the supercomputer.
Right.
Well, they can stay in the boat probably.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what I was thinking. You would just leave it up in the boat, with James Cameron, and everything will be fine.
Yes.
Or you could leave it outside of the cave with James Cameron, and everything will be fine.
James Cameron, where did you go?
James Cameron.
Fair.
Yeah, and I feel like the mystery. How deep could the mystery be in the cave? Like you're gonna figure, oh, it's a horse. They were painting a horse, or like it's
could be alien.
it's gonna translate and be like, oh, fire good. This is what you should do. I don't know. I feel like ancient mysteries usually once they're solved, they're not gonna be that exciting, or we would have known about it by now.
Well, who said that technology looks like magic until you understand it?
But wouldn't they have the tech? I don't know.
Dolphins.
Dolphins. Come on, guys.
Oh, yeah,
Two for
dolphins.
dolphins. I mean, you're already outvoted unless you want to like.
You
pull
can still make an
the
argument though. for
mom
them.
card, or even make an argument to sway us away
Who's-
from dolphins.
Oh no! I decided a week ago I wanted to hear you make dolphin noises.
Yeah.
I just wanted to point that out.
Even if the dolphins are like, we must kill them all. Now oh shit, they hear us.
All right. So we're gonna go and make Nick do dolphin voices.
Yep.
Because Nick is already doing an offensive Italian accent.
Oh, dolphins in Italian.
Dolphins Italian accent.
Because she's going to be interpreting what they're saying. She's like, listen to these dolphins.
Or
Ah,
Conrad
ah,
will
ah,
be able
ah.
to- Yes. More fish, please.
All right. So we are going to go to page
It's all
110.
hitchhikers references in this book. Thanks for all
Throwing
the
some
fish.
Simpsons references. Sparky, speak.
Oh right.
Human. Sorry about that.
So
Yeah.
we are going to go and talk to the dolphins.
Yep.
on
In
page
Hawaii.
10.
Plus, we get to go to Hawaii.
Hawaii.
Hawaii or France. I mean, France is nice. Don't get me wrong. Hawaii.
Say France has got nude beaches.
No.
So does Hawaii.
So does Hawaii.
But this is like one of those ridiculous shows where they go to Hawaii for some reason and no one can really tell why.
Yep,
Sorry.
This is the Hawaii. adventure.
Flashback.
Yeah.
Mm.
Gang
Right.
goes to Hawaii. And also, we're just leaving the doctor who was coming to our house just flat in the
Hold on a
dust.
minute,
Oh.
Because 3 weeks later, you and Dr. Vivaldi are sailing on the schooner Bolero, cruising off Hawaii. Dr. Vivaldi and the Bolero skipper are with you in the ship's specially constructed listening room. Of course, some of the sounds are outside the range of a human hearing, Dr. Vivaldi says. It's no trouble to pitch them lower and slow them up, but we still are faced with a chord that previous computers haven't been able to break. That's why we need a Conrad. Listen, Dr. Vivaldi's brown eyes are flashing with excitement. You lean back against the cabin wall. Close your eyes and listen to the distinctive clicks and whistles of the dolphins.
Click. Click.
Whistle.
Whistle.
Oh, fuck you guys. How dare you? I set that up for you and you're just going to cop out like that?
Just like a cat. Yeah, it's just cat calls. Like. You appear
I
to be
can't really
hitting on
whistle.
Dr. DeVos. Yes, you
You
can.
can whistle.
That's a whistle, Stacy.
No, that's the best I got though.
I
did
can't
it.
do the people who can do the like
Oh yeah. the
that
weird-
crazy thing.
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty good.
And there's
That's how a dolphin sounds. Not the hard guys.
Yeah, that's why you're reading the book, Nick.
let the master proceed. Dolphin master.
I am master of dolphins.
I think that's an Aquaman villain.
It should be.
Dr. Vivaldi hooks Conrad up to the hydrophone. It's an eerie moment.
It's a real thing.
The three of you sitting there listening to sounds so strange, they might as well be made by life forms from another planet. But even after an hour of analysis, Conrad remains silent. Dr. Vivaldi puts an arm around your shoulder.
Oh boy.
We have to be prepared for the possibility that the language of the dolphins can't be deciphered, even by a supercomputer. The problem is that the dolphins do not seem to share the genetically programmed universal grammar that is the basis of all human language. What?
Maybe because they're dolphins and not human.
Also, is she really just quitting after an hour? Like, well, it's been an hour.
Let's go. Yeah.
She's a pretty pretty seat of the pants kind of scientist there.
Right.
Suddenly, Conrad begins a printout.
You tear the tiny slips
Yeah, the little circle
dot
things.
of paper off the sides.
Fold them into the accordion so you can play with them.
The dot matrix burns with mystery.
You watch in amazement as these words appear on the screen. Will we die on the beaches? Will we survive the terror? We do not know. We swim from sea to sea. We dive deep into the dark waters. We break the surface of white light. The ocean is beautiful. That is amazing, Dr. Vivaldi bends over Conrad, softly asking him to try to learn more. That's all I understand. Oh, sorry. That's all I understand right now, Conrad says. I must listen for a long time. The dolphins' whole experience, what they hear and see and feel, as well as what they think, is very different from our own. Well, can you talk to them? You ask excitedly.
Sounded like a Winston Churchill speech of the dolphins. Like, we will die. We will not die on the beaches. We will swim from sea to sea.
Clicks and whistles fill the room. For a second, you think it's more dolphins. Then you realize it's Conrad talking back.
Click, click, whistle, whistle.
We have much to learn from the dolphins, Dr. Vivaldi says. They may be able to teach human beings how to live with each other. Because of Conrad, we shall be able to listen. The end.
What the Are you kidding me?
Yes. You talk to the dolphins, and they're teaching you
How to live.
how to live.
How to avoid sharks, maybe?
Yeah.
I feel like, wow.
Taking any advice from somebody who
That's,
gets caught in a net.
That
Real-
really takes the
like, rising, accurate, rising, and then
Yeah.
we're done.
yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
I'm glad. Yeah,
was
I am.
bad.
I am glad they introduced Dr. Fritz going nowhere.
Yeah.
Steam.
Oh, Dr. Fritz von Nowheresville.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So that's how one way this book can end.
Mm-hmm.
But I think we're gonna go ahead and look at another way this book might end after this word from our sponsors.
SexyHackers.com.
Today's episode of Turn to Page Fun is brought to you by Dr. Nero Vivaldi's scientific expeditions. Do you want to go to outer space and maybe learn about aliens? Do you want to go under the seas to Atlantis and be disappointed by the results? Or go deeper underground and find the mole people and find that they don't really have much to say? Then come along on Dr. Nero Vivaldi's somewhat disappointing adventures. Sign up today. Bonus if you are a small child.
SexyHackers.com.
And we are back We're back to Turn to Page Fun.
Fear edition.
The Fear Edition. I'm scared of what's going to happen. So we are currently reading Supercomputer, written by Edward Packard of the Hewlett Packards.
Right. The black sheep of the... I'm going to be an author.
Well, that's lovely.
I won't allow an author in this house.
You will build
The only books you will read are in ones and zeros. No, I want to use adjectives.
We've been a computer family for 70 years, and that's not going to change.
I'll show them. I'll write a book about a supercomputer that's stupid.
Yeah. But it's also my friend.
So we're reading Supercomputer. And we had chosen to go with our good friend, the famous scientist, Dr. Vivaldi, to talk to the dolphins. And then we talked to the dolphins, and the end. And that was really lame.
Yeah. That was a wrong choice. I can admit that was the wrong choice.
Terrible choice. So we're going to go back and see what happens if we go with the other choice our friend Dr. Vivaldi, the famous scientist, gave us, which is to go and solve a prehistoric mystery.
The caves of Lascaux.
The Caves of Lascaux.
Perhaps we will add a French accent to our repertoire.
I hope we do. It doesn't take long for you to pack and catch a plane for France. After a day's drive from Paris, you, Dr. Vivaldi, Conrad, and a team of French scientists
But
reach the famous Lascaux Cave. At the base of a steep hill, there is an opening, as if the rock had been pressed up by some mighty hand into an almost perfect oval. As you enter the cave, which the French scientists illuminate with portable floodlights,
Ooh.
you are stunned by the greens and browns and yellows of the weirdly surfaced ceiling, which would look like some close-up view of the moon, except for the ice-like stalactites dangling down. You stroke one with a stick. It sounds like a gong.
you are not allowed to do that, by the way. Do not touch anything in this cave.
It will crumble immediately
Yeah,
due
it will.
to your hand acids.
Destroy a national monument. Good we brought the American.
Your hand oils are dangerous to anything old.
Yeah.
As you enter the main cavern, you see a beautiful cave painting of magnificent bulls and stags. So full of movement, they seem to be alive. Your eyes fasten on cryptographs, rows of red and black dots, ovals, and triangles. And then, on one of the strangest sights of all, an elongated, heavy-bellied bull with two curved horns, each of them as long as you are tall.
But you're pretty short, so that's not
Yeah.
really
Yeah,
a
I
big
mean,
deal.
you're like a kid, so it's not.
There's actually a picture of this, and
Oh.
it's you with a floodlight. The silhouettes of two very French, very French.
Smoking cigarettes and
Yeah.
Berets. Yeah.
oh yeah, show us. Let's
Yeah,
see the
it's
two
picture.
very French. See how that guy's doing like, mamma mia. Why is he doing that? He's French. He's just being like, whoa, look at this cave painting.
Yeah.
Or that might even be no. that
Also-
is not Dr. Vivaldi, because clearly you are holding Dr. Vivaldi's hand because your relationship with her is problematic.
Inappropriate. And so we did not bring Dr. German Face on this adventure. He did not
never
get to
showed
come.
up.
Dr. Germanface, he told you to not do a single thing until he got there.
Yeah.
And then you called your friend, Dr. Vivaldi,
Right.
with which you have an inappropriate relationship. And then you went to Paris, France without your parents. With,
Right.
you know,
Sure.
like you do.
Mm-hmm.
So he is not there.
Okay.
Anyway, we all saw the bull. It is
Right.
gorgeous.
Yep. Does not look like the paintings at Lisco, but that's okay.
Not at all.
Not even a little.
All right. He's so the wizard beast, Dr. Vivaldi says, as if reading your thoughts. A miracle of inspiration. There was no such animal, of course. Why did the cave of people paint it? What did it mean? That's what I want the Conrad to answer.
Conrad, who they dragged down into the cave.
Yeah, they dragged Conrad down in the cave, hooked him up to an extension cord,
Sure. Yes.
split his amps with a floodlight, and
Conrad whispers to you, "I do not think this doctor has an appropriate relation with you. I'm saying this as your friend. It's just really skeezy."
Well, that's quite a question, you say, but you are interrupted by Conrad, who is beep beep.
Conrad's kind of rude.
Beep, 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 beep,
Beep.
beep,
Beep.
beep, beep, beep.
Conrad, do you have an idea already? Dr. Vivaldi is excited. Follow the horns of the wizard beast. They point to a passageway, Conrad says. Oh, great, a Frenchman. They seem to point at this rock. Can't do French. He's Italian and French at the same time. They seem to point at this rock, says one of the scientists, indicating a slab of protruding from the rear of the cave. Could there be something behind it?
Oh.
We invite
There's
you to go look. Be our guest. Be our guest. An entire musical
And-
number later.
An entire musical number later, the scientists pry away the rock with special tools, revealing a tunnel entrance, which must have been covered by rocks and dirt for tens of thousands of years.
Whoa.
Excitedly, they begin to hack their way through the debris. After almost 2 hours work, they call back that they are close to the end of the tunnel. Follow me, Dr. Vivaldi motions to you as she enters the tunnel. You take a last look at Conrad. Get down on your hands and knees and start crawling. Ahead of you, the scientists break into a previously undiscovered cavern, flooding it with light from their high-intensity lamps.
Mole people.
Dr. Vivaldi follows them inside, and you are right behind her. Before you is an open grave site. The floor of the chamber is covered with human skeletons laid out in rows like eggs in a carton.
There's been a murder.
12 of them.
1,000, 10,000 years ago.
Or 18 if you buy the big carton. What? Just me.
Yep.
In the center are the skeletons of a man and a woman. They must have been the chiefs of the clan, says one of the scientists. The other picks his steps carefully as he works his way through the skeletons to get a closer look. You feel sad as you notice a small skeletons of 2 children and a baby.
Oh, yikes.
And a baby.
Dr. Vivaldi is bending over a skeleton you hadn't noticed before. It looks like the skeleton of a cow, except for the extraordinary rib cage and the 2 curved horns, which are as long as you are tall.
Cow person.
The scientists hurry over, crowding around the eerie sight. For a few moments, everyone stares in silence. The skeleton of the wizard beast, you exclaim. The creature that never existed.
Who said it never existed? It was
Well,
just on a
They
wall,
didn't
right?
think it did.
They didn't think it did.
It
A
did-
bunch of French scientists smoking cigarettes. These just don't exist.
No one has ever seen a pregnant big cow.
It is a figment of your imagination. What is life?
Meanwhile, like Conrad's just back in the chamber. What do you guys see? Could someone describe what is happening? I'm cold.
After measuring and photographing the skeleton, Dr. Vivaldi leads you back through the tunnel to the main cavern, where you immediately activate Conrad. How did you know that the horns pointed to the tunnel entrance, you ask. By enhancing my optical scan of the cave walls, Conrad says. I discerned the faint remains of 5 other paintings of the wizard beast. In each case, their horns pointed toward the rock slab that covered the tunnel. The statistic probability of that being just a coincidence is 977.521. So I knew there must be a reason.
Never tell me the odds, Conrad.
Oh.
Your supercomputer has performed very well, Dr. Vivaldi says. But now, he really has his work cut out for him. There is no fossil record of such an animal. Where did it come from?
This is a stupid mystery. Can I just say? It's just.
How did it evolve? Nodding in agreement, you say. Back to work, Conrad. The
I wish I never met Dr. Nira Vivaldi.
Nobody wants
Stupid,
Dr.
disappointing
Nira Vivaldi.
mysteries.
The worst.
Oh, man. Should go back to finding out the meaning of life, because it's not in the caves in Lascaux.
Right, yeah, that is definitely a thing that we could go back to check out
Yeah.
next week. Yeah,
Yeah?
next week on Turn to Page Fun.
All right.
Yeah. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much to Sexy Hackers, who gave us this wonderful space to record our podcast. Thank you to Jason and Dave for doing all of our recording. With me today was Stacy Pawlowski. Say something, Stacy. This is audio.
Thanks.
Okay. Mr. Brian Bear.
Thank you so much for having me.
You're not French.
Now that we have solved the mystery of Lascaux, turns out there was an animal. Woo!
And
I'm mad.
and Miss
Laura Holterman.
I'm just equally mad for my birthday twin. Sacre bleu! This is terrible!
Que terrible! This mystery we'll never find out in the pages of in the 116 pages of this.
I was hoping for like CSI Lascaux.
No.
Except for it's France, so it'd be.
Because in France, all their sounds are weird.
Yep.
They're in
Their
French.
sirens go.
It's true.
All right. Thank you so much for joining me as we go through this book. Thank you so much at home listening to us go through this crazy book. My name is Nick Fear, and I will see you again on Turn to Page 5.
SexyHackers.com Stream Team.